and as the director of the Cass County Center, it's my pleasure to welcome you. Today is a very special and exciting day for us as we honor partnerships and celebrate innovation. Community colleges play a very vital role in a wide variety of ways, and we're excited today to be able to make some major announcements for the center and for our community and county as well. Community colleges not only give people the opportunity to change their life course through education, they can be driving forces in economic development. So we are excited about our partnerships. We are excited about the folks who have all supporting this program. So it's my pleasure to welcome you and to also to welcome Dr. Dan Kenny, President of Western Community College.
Thank you, Ann, and thank all of you for being here today. This is a very exciting day for lots and lots of reasons that we're going to get into here yet this afternoon. Before we do that, I would like to introduce some of the folks that are here today. Scott Robinson, a member of the Board of Trustees of Iowa Western Community College. And then Randy Pash is the president of the foundation board, and I know he was going to be here. I don't see him. And then also we have some members from our foundation board of directors. Donna Berry, who I think all of you know works for Senator Grassley here in Western Iowa. And then I know Ron Mahoney is here. Ron, there he is, Ron Mahoney. And Tom Whitson. Tom is the president of the Foundation Board of Directors, and Ron and Tom are both from Council Bluffs. And then Larry Winham was going to be here from Glenwood, and I didn't see Larry. I don't know if he's here yet or not. But so those are some folks that we wanted to recognize. Also, I want to recognize the representatives, or many of the representatives that are here today from Siemens that are a huge part of this partnership, obviously. Dan Mallier, and you're going to hear from Dan here in a few minutes, is up here in the front, and Bill Boswell from Siemens. Bill, there he is. And then Mike Soto, there he is. And then Salam Ramini is in the back there. And then Chip Ritter, there's a big light between he and I, but he's right back there. And Todd Wallace is here today as well from Siemens. And then Mike Miller. Many months ago, almost years ago, it seems, when we began to have discussions about this program of studies, we put together an advisory board or an advisory committee to assist us and help us make decisions as we moved through this process. And I want to introduce some of the members of that advisory committee. I know some of them are here, but Nival Cheevers from Molly Engineering Manufacturing here in Atlantic. And then Scott Havilone, engineering manager from LBT Incorporated in Omaha. And Jack Marshall from Kiewit Incorporated in Omaha. And Dale Wolf, I know Dale's here, I saw him earlier. He's the manager of mechanical design support for Rockwell Collins. And Bob Bloomingdale, product designer for Winnebago Industries. Okay, so I also saw that another important person to the college just walked in. Scott Belt is the president of the Alumni Association of Iowa Western Community Colleges and also a county commissioner in Pottawatomie County. So Scott, thank you for coming. At this time, I'd also like to recognize some of our staff. Of course, you've met Ann Pross. Ann was central to all the work and the continuing work that will go on with this program, and as the director of our center here in Cass County in Atlantic. So Ann, everybody thank Ann. She has been doing great work. And then also Carol Huffman, who's the Dean of the Engineering and Math Science programs at Iowa Western Community College. And then John McGill, I didn't see John. There he is, John McGill. He's the director of our IT programs for the college, obviously very involved in this as well. And then Randy Pash, who's president of the Iowa Western Community College Board of Trustees, just came. So Randy, thank you. At this time, it's my pleasure to introduce our first speaker this afternoon, I guess it is, Dan Mallier. Dan, over the last 3 weeks, has been in Hong Kong, India, Germany, and now Atlantic, Iowa, doing work with Siemens, obviously a global corporation. Dan is Senior Vice President of Human Resources for Siemens, PLM Software, a business unit of Siemens Industry Automation Division. The company is the leading global provider of product lifecycle management software and services with 6.7 million licensed users and 69,500 customers worldwide. Headquartered in Plano, Texas, Siemens Software works collaboratively with companies to deliver open solutions that help them turn more ideas into successful products. Dan and his team have responsibility for all global HR operations as well as payroll for Siemens. With over 2 decades of HR experience, Dan has developed broad experience as both a leader and a hands-on program developer in all areas of HR practice in a wide variety of industries, including financial services, insurance, and software. Dan received his Bachelor of Science degree in Psychology and Sociology and his Master of Science degree in Industrial Relations from Iowa State University. He's a native, born and reared in Iowa. When he graduated from Iowa State University, he graduated with honors of Phi Kappa Phi Academic Honor Society. Dan enjoys people, golf, classic car restoration, and we need to get to know each other, Dan, and mechanics. He especially enjoys the time he has with his wife and 2 teenage children. Please welcome Dan Mallier.
It's wonderful to be here. I'm just back from Hong Kong, and I would much rather be in Atlantic than be in Hong Kong, I'll tell you that. So it's wonderful to be in the Midwest. Dr. Kinney, thank you for your kind words. And the opportunity for Siemens to be here and partner with Iowa Western Community College. It's our sincere belief that the state-of-the-art PLM technology that we're going to announce today is going to provide the knowledge and experience to the students of this institution to be able to compete in this marketplace, and I'll tell you a little bit more about that. I want to also thank Governor Terry Branstad and Lieutenant Governor Kim Reynolds and distinguished guests and visitors today for joining us for this wonderful event. Today is an exciting day. This is an exciting day for Iowa. It's an exciting day for Iowa Western. You know, it's an exciting day for PLM, and it's an exciting day for me personally, given that I'm a native Iowan, and to be back here with a group of Iowans is absolutely wonderful. I was born in Sioux City. I was raised in Des Moines. You know, I spent most of my adult life in Ames, Iowa, and now I am in Texas, but I always think of Iowa as being home, and so this is wonderful. The other thing that I would tell you that, you know, as part of economic development in this country, this sort of grassroots initiative is what we should all be about. You've got government here, you've got a community here, you've got education here, you've got industry here, and it's partnering to create opportunities for jobs for our kids, and you should be proud of that. So the honor today for me is to tell the group that the estimated commercial value of this PLM software granted to Iowa Western today is $65 million. That's $65 million. Now, I want you to think a bit. The more important thing with this is to tell you that there are over 5 million engineers across the world that use this exact same software to build cars, to build airplanes, to build recreational vehicles, to design factory floors, and the list goes on and on. Engineers use this software all over the world to create the goods and the services that you see around you. No doubt that this grant will enhance the career opportunities of students at Iowa Western, increase the availability of skilled workforces in Iowa and Nebraska businesses to help them grow. This is, again, what economic development should be all about. This is a win-win for the community and for kids and for economic growth. Now, our Global Opportunities and Product Lifecycle Management Initiative, so this is our Global Go PLM process, provides access to this type of technology across the globe to financial institutions that otherwise really could not afford this. But again, it's a win-win for everyone involved. And as a director and an officer of human resources on a global basis, I'm particularly excited about the advantage that students gain by learning the same technology widely used by your local companies and also by multinationals. Iowa Western students join an impressive community of over 1 million students a year that are trained in our industry-leading products. And these trainings go on in China, they go on in Korea, they go on in Japan, that goes on across Europe, in Israel, and I can go on and on. You're joining a very, very large community of this type of activity on a global basis. Now, I do want to mention our customers, because customers are, they buy these products from us, but more importantly is that they create things and they create jobs for our kids, they create payrolls that go into our communities, and it pumps money through the retail sectors of our economy. So this is an important point. So locally, when you think about, when kids come out of this program, what are the companies that use these products? This is what their labor force, this is where people are going to go to work. Rockwell Collins, Winnebago, Molly, LBT, Kuwait, Sauer Danforth, Pellet Corporation, General Dynamics, to name a few in Iowa. The list across the globe is we don't have enough time to even go through them, but ones that you would recognize: Boeing, Lockheed Martin, General Motors, Chrysler, Nissan, Procter & Gamble, Unilever, Samsonite, Caterpillar, Samsung, Hewlett-Packard, and the list just goes on and on. What I want to tell the group is keep in your mind that these are firms that use this software their engineers use to create things, and those represent job markets. Our goal is to continue to engage in community development with innovative schools like Iowa Western and other academic institutions across the U.S. and the world to provide students with top-notch training. Iowa Western joins other leading institutions that have partnered with Siemens PLM software on this innovation in software. The in-kind software grant also includes training and specialized software certification programs for students that are involved so that they can be trained and are ready for the workforce of the future. Now, in winding down with this, something to know and that I was very impressed with was the involvement of all parties that brought us here today. The amount of work that goes into this is just absolutely astounding. And what Iowa Western did was what we do in business. They went out first and they talked to their customer. They went out to industry and they asked, what kind of skills do you need, industry? Who are you going to hire? And they took that. Iowa Western has taken a very unique approach in establishing this design technology program by bringing together industry and academia into a defined program that will meet the needs of the marketplace. So they didn't do it backwards, folks. They did it the right way. They got the stuff from the customer and they've designed a program around it. The input they received from industry was used to create the curriculum, to provide advanced hands-on training that will enable the students to effectively get jobs after they graduate. This is exactly the type of innovative thinking that drives our PLM company and our software culture. Siemens PLM has long been committed to address the essential business issues our customers face including the shrinking supply of skilled employees, an aging workforce, and the gap between current employer work skills and the level of performance required in today's manufacturing environment. We are pleased and we are grateful for this opportunity to work with Iowa Western and connect the best minds with the best technology. And Siemens wishes you the very, very best success with this innovative program. We're very excited about this. Congratulations.
As was mentioned, we've had a lot of volunteers and a lot of really good advice as we began to explore initiating this program. And Jay Miller, who many of you may know, lives here in Atlantic, Iowa, has been a member of the advisory committee. He's been a volunteer, primary initiator, prodder of this program, and he's a former Siemens employee. He's the director of marketing for web filings currently here in Iowa. And I would like to ask Jay to come up and please make a few comments and share some information with all of you.
Thank you, Dr. Kenny. And thanks to all of you for being here today. I get the privilege of going between Dan and the gift announcement and the governor. So probably not an enviable position, but I'll do my very best. And I also get the challenge of, in 5 to 7 minutes, telling you what design technology is. So any side wages going on out there? What a great day. What a great day for Atlantic, for Iowa Western, for our region. This is a tremendous opportunity for us, and I wanted to offer my special thanks to all the key contributors, donors, partners, advisory board members that have supported us as we've worked on this project over the last 4.5 years. So thank you very much for your efforts. There's a couple other few key folks that I'd like to mention by name if I could. Obviously, Ann, thank you so much. If I'm the driving force behind it, you're the one out in front steering the boat. So thank you so much. Thanks to the advisory board. Without you, we've never gotten this off the ground. So thank you so much. Carol Huffman, John McGill, Renee Coughlin, thank you so much for being a part of the advisory board from Iowa Western and helping guide the direction. And Dan, Mike Sayan, who's not here but is in Texas, Bill Boswell and Hewlett King on the Siemens side for really guiding us through the process of orchestrating this partnership and this grant opportunity. So, and I'd like to thank Dr. Kinney and the rest of the Iowa Western team who have been working on this project with us internally to make this possible and bring us to this point here today. So thank you very much. And one last group, my family, my wife Jennifer and kids and the rest of the extended family, thanks for your never-ending support through this volunteer activity. Okay, so why is this guy up here? Who is he? I've been involved in this area of technology for about 15 years. I've seen firsthand the transformation that design technology, information technology, computer software technology can have on companies, especially companies that produce products. And the combination of these advancing technologies combined with the aging workforce is creating a real need, a real opportunity for a new generation of employees. And those demands are only accelerating. When we started on this vision 4.5 years ago and worked with Iowa Western on this project, we never would have imagined that we'd be here today. But it's great to finally reach this moment and get to the point where we're launching this program. And the last thing I'd like to say is, as a native of Atlantic and current resident, I'm always looking for ways to partner with education and industry to bring opportunities like this to the town and help grow our community. So I'm very proud to be able to do that with this project. With respect to design technology, to understand what that is, you really need to understand what design technology works on. Design technology works on products. And Dan mentioned all the different products that people produce today. I've thrown up some of them here. But think about your automobile and the changing complexity that goes into cars. So a few years ago, a couple decades ago, when we had a problem with our automobile, we'd pull it up in the driveway, we'd jack it up, and we'd work on it. What happens today? We take it to the shop and they plug it into a computer. That's the first thing they do. There's over 32 microprocessors inside today's vehicles. Think about state-of-the-art audio technology, 8-track players and cassette players. Where are those today? Now we have iPod Touches with iTunes download service instantly. That complexity in those products, and those are just a couple of examples, is only accelerating. So where does this fit in? In order to enable that acceleration in the products, you need tools and technologies to enable you. And those tools and technologies are this term Dan's been using called PLM, Product Lifecycle Management. That's the tools and technologies that enable this continuous and rapid innovation. And I'd like to show you this video to kind of demonstrate what I'm talking about. Lifecycle management is a system of knowledge. It's all the knowledge and attributes about a product, from customer requirements to concepts to engineering designs to manufacturability to introducing the product to market to recycle and refurbish. It's all the tacit knowledge about how a product is made and how it's brought to market. PLM is also a system of knowledge about the processes that go into developing and introducing a product to market. Whether it be the engineering process, whether it be the manufacturing process, whether it be the service process. PLM is the underlying tools and technologies that enable this rapid innovation. And that pace of innovation is only accelerating. What I particularly like about the last part of this video is we're talking about a golf club. And I visited Callaway Golf in 2004, and I saw firsthand the design concepts of a new golf club head that they were showing in real time. And so they had these on a computer virtually, and obviously Callaway's a global company, so they were collaborating with engineers around the world. But they had multiple golf clubs heads up, and they were looking at the airflow around that club, as this video is showing. So this, while it says futuristic, and some of this certainly is, some of this stuff is already going on in companies today. They were analyzing the performance characteristics of the club head before they ever manufactured anything, before they ever outlaid any cash for the manufacturing process change. And that's what we're talking about. We're talking about a virtual program where students can design, develop, introduce products to market all virtually on a computer without ever having a company outlay cash for manufacturing. So that brings us to what design technology is. We're talking products, we're talking the tools and technologies that enable that. So design technology is the discipline or practice of utilizing those tools and technologies to build the right product, leveraging their unique expertise and knowledge of each individual company, utilizing state-of-the-art tools and technologies, collaborating in team environment in the most efficient and effective process possible to build the product right. That's what design technology is all about. So I mentioned earlier, and Dan kind of alluded this in his comments too, about filling a need. And here's a couple studies that were part of our initial research into the opportunity that was presenting itself in the market to produce students who could fill these roles. And we validated this with lots of research, but probably the most compelling commentary came from our advisory board. Rockwell Collins stood up and said, "We need these workers today. Within 10 years, Dale said, over 50% of my workforce will be eligible for retirement. Within 5 years, over 45% of my workers will be eligible for retirement. And I have 5 current open positions today. I wish you guys were pumping out students already. So they just can't wait for us to get there. And partnering with Iowa Western was a natural fit. Iowa Western has a history and a mission and a vision of offering programs that fill needs, not only of today, but of tomorrow. And this program and the fit with Iowa Western couldn't be any more perfect. I would like to wrap up now and just talk a little bit about why this program is unique. It is the first of its kind for a two-year community college. It's one of a kind. The development that we went through, the process that we went through, the things that are inherent characteristics about this program are unique. They're one of a kind. It was designed and developed by an advisory board made up of industry and academic thought leaders. The whole product and life cycle scope is part of the program. It's a mixture of technology and communication skills. We know these students are going to work in a collaborative environment, and they'll be able to do that from the get-go. It's leveraging state-of-the-art technology from Siemens. There's design projects throughout the two-year program, so they get to work on real-world projects while they're going through this course of study. And it will enable students to deliver world-changing solutions. Finally, as Dan mentioned, the thing that probably makes this program most unique is the partnership. It was a true partnership from the beginning between academia, industry, and government and other volunteers. So it truly is a unique program. I'll hand it back over to you, Dr. Kinney.
It's my pleasure at this time to introduce a very special guest who's here today. But before I do that, I need to correct an error that I made earlier. I have done this on occasion, and when I fail to correct my error, I pay the price later. My beautiful wife, Pam, is here today, and I would like her to stand and be recognized. Thank you for being with me. And also, he snuck in here just a little bit ago, but Larry Wenham, who is a member of our Foundation Board of Directors, is here. Larry is the president of the bank in Glenwood State Bank. At this time, it's my pleasure to introduce Governor Terry Branstad. Governor Branstad is an American politician. He's the 42nd governor of Iowa, has been since January of 2011. Governor Branstad was the 39th governor of Iowa as well, from 1983 to 1999, and was the president of Des Moines University from 2003 to 2009. Governor Branstad is the youngest and longest serving governor in Iowa's history. In 2010, he prevailed in a three-way primary and won the Republican nomination to run for governor. And then he faced incumbent governor Chet Culver, and obviously won that election over the Democrat candidate and three independent candidates as well. And so, Governor Branstad, we're really pleased to have you here today. We're excited that Iowa Western is going to be able to help you with one of your very important goals. So welcome to Atlantic and Iowa Western Community College.
Thank you very much. Dan Kennedy. Thank you. Iowa Western President Dan Kenney, thank you for that very nice introduction. Congratulations to Iowa Western, to Siemens, to Atlantic. This is a wonderful thing. And when he said one of my goals, one of my ambitious goals is 200,000 new jobs in Iowa in the next 5 years. Community colleges are a very important partner in that. Private business is a very important partner in that, and state government needs to work together with you. We're very excited about this. The community colleges have already done a lot of good things with the job training program, but this is really creating the jobs of the future, because as you can see in the presentation I thought was very good about this design technology program. This is the first community college to really take this on, and as you can see, this gives us a chance to make more of those Siemens customers, to invite those Siemens customers to locate in Iowa, where we're training the young people to fill the jobs. of the future. So we're very excited about that, and we in state government want to do our part to eliminate some of those obstacles, reducing the tax and regulatory burdens, and having a more nimble economic development program, which is a partnership for economic progress that can work closely with the business prospects and work with our existing businesses to market and sell the benefits of locating in Iowa, certainly the community colleges and the great educational system of our state, but the work ethic of our people and the opportunity to have a lower tax burden and just a more competitive environment. I love to say, look at the difference between Iowa and Illinois. They're raising taxes and we're cutting taxes. I've already sent 700 letters to Illinois companies saying, come to Iowa. So. I'd be remiss if I didn't thank Jim Tyler. He was the first one to call me saying how excited he was about this project and how he thought it was essential the governor be here. And when Jim Tyler asked me to come to Atlantic, I come to Atlantic. Ann Pross, thank you and your crew here for all that you've done. I think the turnout here today is indicative of the enthusiasm and support that Iowa Western has and also Siemens and just the whole economic development initiative that is so evident in this part of the state. I'm excited to be here. I look forward to being back many times over the next 4 years as we bring more business and jobs to this area and to the state of Iowa as a result of this great partnership. Thank you very much.
One of the important partners in the state of Iowa is the Iowa Association of Business and Industry. And certainly the leadership of the business owners in Iowa is a group that community colleges have worked hard to help solve and address some of the issues of the state of Iowa. And we have here today the president of the Iowa Association of Business and Industry, Mike Ralston. Please invite Mike.
Governor Branstad and President Kinney and Dan and Jay and all of you, thank you so much for allowing me to kind of crash your party, and what a party it is. I want to tell you that I have a charge today, and my charge is to represent Iowa business, to thank Siemens and Iowa Western for this, and all of you for this wonderful project. And my charge was also to be very, very brief. If you've heard me speak before, that was probably good counsel, and you'll all appreciate it. I want to tell you that at ABI is, I should tell you just briefly, ABI is Iowa's oldest and largest business organization. We have 1,400 member companies all over the state. Atlantic, certainly there are many ABI members here. The whole Iowa Western District has many ABI members. We have 3 board members from Atlantic, by the way. Well, 4 if you count Jim and Kirk Tyler both, and then Mike Henningsen and John Krogman, who's here in the office from Connecticut. But anyway, it's always a pleasure to come to Atlantic. And I want to tell you that I'm a little like you, Governor. When Jim Tyler says come, I'm here too. But Jim is one of those guys that consistently boosts Atlantic, consistently boosts Iowa Western. I know that Atlantic Coca-Cola Bottling Company is a fundraising partner of this project, and that's the great thing. Dan mentioned all the wonderful partners from companies the size of Atlantic Coca-Cola Bottling all the way up to great global companies like Siemens and Rockwell Collins and others. Those are all great ABI members too, by the way. But that's the neat thing about this. You know, everybody here today, we're all excited about it. It's easy to say such great things, such nice things. It's also easy to congratulate all of you on this important development, and I join everybody else in doing that. But I don't want to lose sight of the fact that, as Governor Branstad and every speaker has said, this really means big, big things. It's not just another announcement. We tend to focus on manufacturing and contracting and those sorts of things at ABI. And this project, this program is really going to make a difference, not only in your area, not only in our state, but I think really in this part of the country. I think there'll be lots of students coming here from all over because they'll want to be here to be a part of this program, this design tech program that can be really a connector. It'll connect students to the skills they need to get the jobs they want. It'll connect the employers to those students so that they've got the great people they need to get those things done, so that whether someone is interested in bridging the gap between things like engineering and product operations or digital definition and virtual reality, they'll get that at this program, and the employers and all of us will benefit from that. And so, keeping in mind my charge to be very brief, I do want to make sure that you know that business knows all over the state that this is a big, big deal, and congratulations to all of you for this wonderful announcement.
And at this time, it's my pleasure to introduce my boss, the president of the Board of Trustees of Iowa Western Community College, Randy Pash, for a few comments from the Board of Trustees. Randy?
Thank you, Dan. And by the way, Dr. Kinney, I think we may have to make a bigger parking lot out here. It's really impressive to see the turnout today. Training students for promising careers on the cutting edge of technology. That's what community colleges are all about. On behalf of the Board of Trustees at Iowa Western Community College, I want to thank Siemens for this exciting opportunity to not only satisfy a need in the marketplace, but also to impact the lives of future students as well as their families in a very positive manner. I also want to thank the City of Atlantic, the County Board of Supervisors, also the individuals, both locally, regionally, the companies that are both locally and regionally that have bought in on this, that were willing to consider this project for its merits and for their vision to consider supporting it financially. At a time when our board is dealing with serious budgetary issues as a result of shrinking funding, it's a breath of fresh air to be involved with the partnership, the private-public partnership that's been forged around this project. Without support like that, the design technology program wouldn't get off the ground. So I want to thank everyone for their support on this, and we look forward to a long and successful relationship. Thank you.
Thank you, Randy. The Design Technology Program, as you've heard, is the first in the nation with a community college. It's going to provide education to prepare students for high-paying, high-tech jobs, and will provide many benefits to the community of Atlantic, to the region of Southwest Iowa, to all of Iowa, and to this region of our country. The perspective, to give you a little perspective on this gift of $65 million, the total operating budget of the college is less than half of this gift on an annual basis. And so it's obvious that there is absolutely no way Iowa Western would be able to have the technology to begin a program like this without this generous gift. Absolutely would not have happened. And we're not finished making this significant education program a reality. We must still renovate this space, make a silk purse out of this space, and prepare it for the labs and the classrooms that are going to be central to this curriculum. And then we must market the program and make students aware of the opportunities. And we must pay for all the startup costs that include the faculty that will be needed as the program begins its startup, hopefully this fall, and its first and second years of operation. The revenues to support those staffs are going to be very important. We have received many very important gifts from the community and from the region so far to help us move forward in that process. As of today, we've raised nearly $300,000 from individuals, businesses, and organizations, and I want to list those. Dr. Dwayne and Shirley Ocker, Atlantic Coca-Cola Bottling Company, Bryman's Home Furnishing, and Jay and Jennifer Miller, Cass County Board of Supervisors, Dieter Motor Company, First Whitney Bank and Trust, and Rolling Hills Bank and Trust. As you can tell, we're still working with other individuals, organizations, and foundations to provide the capital funds that are going to be needed to initiate this program this coming fall. And so we're going to continue to work on that, and we're certain that we're going to achieve our goals. I want to thank all of you for attending this significant announcement. One of the things that, for the citizens of Atlantic, that I want to really emphasize this morning is that Iowa Western Community College and all higher education institutions are governed by the North Central Association of Colleges and Universities and the Higher Learning Commission. This program will be the first associate degree, in other words, complete degree program that is going to be offered here in Atlantic. The Higher Learning Commission does not grant us that accreditation, that opportunity, very lightly. If it hadn't been for this huge partnership and the significance of this program, we would have not been able to receive approval from the Higher Learning Commission to do this. And so for Atlantic, this is a landmark day in education as well, because it is the first associate degree, complete degree program that will be offered here. There's going to be a follow-up presentation offered for those of you who want to learn more about this program, some really high-tech video and that sort of thing. The presentation is going to be in room 141, which is over that direction, right after this is over. You're welcome to stay and visit. I know that media wants to visit with some of our dignitaries here today, and certainly thank you for coming. Great day for Atlantic and Southwest Iowa.